Stay classy, San
This
Diego.
meeting is being live streamed.
Got it.
Got it.
Live streamed. I'm not even
So
set up yet. I did not even go to the live on YouTube. I'm just sitting here.
No, it's all good.
I'm perpetually behind schedule. It's
Me
like
too.
part of my farm now.
It's supposed to be the season of perpetual bliss. What do you guys know about the Kenosha Kickers? You know,
I'm not even set up yet.
Polka.
I know as much
AKA
information
Kiss Me Polka.
that was revealed in Home Alone.
Yeah, polka.
Yeah, that's about all I know.
Polka.
Probably
John-
shouldn't even say that
John
word.
Candy, man.
30 years later, and that song is still stuck in my head.
Hey,
We probably shouldn't
That's
even
good.
say that word, Kenosha.
Kenosha.
oh, I'm sorry.
AI.
Whoops. Hey, I'm talking a silliness. We're talking about Home Alone. We like them.
Change, you filthy animal.
Well, Snap-on's made in Kenosha. Most of it, some of it.
Oh.
Used to be.
Speaking of Snap-on, we got something from Snap-on today, which is leaning up against the wall. Skidoo, what up, everybody? How's it going? Oh, deep clip, dollar bill, y'all. King Ranch, what is up? We got a bunch of stuff I got written down here, especially 22 and the heated seats. I don't know what the dilly is, but strangely enough, two of you guys have reached out via the interwebs and want us to shed some light on why their 22 heated seats are not working when they use a remote start. So, told me
Did you
what?
pay for the subscription, the pay to play for stuff you already paid for in the car program?
Ooh, I don't think they are on that
That's not
game
gonna
yet.
fly.
MW
Not
does
yet.
that.
They
Don't
are
say
going
yet.
to.
No. That's
The
one step
new
too far.
truck. I think you can't get the GPS unless you subscribe.
Hmm.
Some kind of subscription.
Hmm,
But isn't that's an external service though, isn't it? Kind of like OnStar.
I can neither confirm nor
They're-
deny.
They're, I can't really say for sure, but I want to say I read that the GPS system is going to be subscription. Is probably going to be a combination of more like an OnStar type of thing.
I got
Coming
a
out in the 23s when they get the big screen and everything. Well, I guess the 22s have a big screen.
I don't know.
You know, I'd like to see them just make a vehicle that doesn't have any technology built into it. You know what I mean? Like no wireless phone chargers. I don't need, Apple CarPlay.
Would you do the crank windows or would you power windows?
Yeah, why not? Give me some
Crank
crank
windows?
windows,
Okay.
and some just an old school 90s built truck. Like let's see how low can we get the price point on a brand new truck with a brand new drivetrain, brand new safety features, but nothing fancy.
It'll still be 50 grand.
True that.
Better than 90.
It's true.
Better than 90. I mean, how many brand new vehicles are not on the road because somebody's budget was 50 grand instead of
FBM
90
coming in.
thousand?
Do you guys remember the F100 pickup truck? The old square body one?
Oh yeah.
No, they brought it back and it's an electric truck.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
I'm just going to remain in denial on this electric vehicle business. For
Yeah,
now.
I'm
Stuff
not
that's
an electric fan. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm just going to look over there.
It
If
looks
shows
like
good.
idea of plugging it in. Like, think about that. You got to come home. You had a busy day at work, and you got to get out, and you got to plug it in.
Sorry, boss, can't come to work. Forgot to charge my truck.
Mhm.
What about the day you forget? You know what I mean?
Somebody says he wants massage chairs, please. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I went to a kiddie thing where like they can jump around on trampolines and all this, horsing around, and they got a whole row of these massage chairs for the adults. This chair was straight on fire. Squeezing your leg. I didn't want to get out of this thing. So
One in
massage
the
chairs. No, it wasn't in the mall though. I think we need better massage chairs than what we have. They're more like air bladder chairs.
That's how you know we're getting old.
Hmm. Sync 4 is subscription based. Yep, yep, yep. Hi, everybody. Barto, what is up? What is up? You never have to stop for fuel with electric. Priced out a new 450 Platinum 4x4 for work. I could buy a house for real. They are going up and up. Seeing just 2 years what some people have paid for their trucks, and what the same truck is going now. It's no joke, $10,000-$11,000 more than what they paid. They're nice ass trucks. DS trucks. He unregrettably got rid of what's behind him, the real truck, the powerhouse of his fleet. I want massage seats in my Tremor when you order it. I will make sure to get the massage chairs. Maybe I'll take them out and put them in mine. What do you guys think about that? I love my Duty. Oh yeah, I forgot. He's got a Tesla. How's that thing doing the snow? I don't know about that.
How does it do on your electric bill?
That's what I want to know.
Can you really tell?
You gotta be able to tell.
Depends on what your normal electric bill is.
There's a Tesla charging station right down the road from my house, and every time it rains really hard, it floods. So I don't trust them. You wouldn't be able to charge it over there.
That's no good.
Did you see the new requirements? Well, I don't know about new, but the more refined the requirements of the dealers signing up for the Ford E program.
No, what did they add to it now?
I've seen that interview with Velocity, that YouTube channel Velocity, where they cover all the stuff with the manufacturers. And there was I listened to the full blown interview with Farley, the CEO, and he was like, it was something to do with the dealers will have all of 23 to sell e-vehicles. But if you don't sign a contract and agree to their terms and conditions by January 1st of 2024, you are completely out of all sales with Ford on the electric vehicles until 27, when the enrollment opens back up. And then you have to sign a contract and agree to their terms, which means no markups, delivery service to the customers, all these plush things that they want given to the customer that the dealers have to agree to. And if you do not do it, you are not selling their cars.
No kidding.
Yeah, Farley's pretty upset with some of the dealers, a lot of the dealers, because of the markups that they're doing.
Yeah. He's trying to come in and change everything that he said has been screwed up for the last 75 years. Basically, the way he put it is, Ford as a whole is a giant disappointment to him of nothing but empty calories going into the body for the last 75 years, and it needs to be completely changed.
That's what he said?
Yeah.
I didn't see this interview.
I was in the interview and they were saying, they like popped it up on the screen verbatim. Farley's exact words, or Farley verbatim said this, and this, and this. And I was like, what?
Oh,
That's a really tough situation there. I mean, every story's got two sides. We got all this shortage of inventory. Well, how can you tell dealers not to market prices?
What I don't understand is why he's so unhappy with all the markups when Ford is not supplying the vehicles to keep the dealers in a competitive market, so they don't have to mark the crap up.
That too, and like you can get a newer vehicle for cheaper than you can get an older one, because the older vehicles, they can mark them up.
That's the business in general. You know, you go trade in, let's just say you take your 6.2. What year is your 6.2?
19.
Like you take your 19. And how many miles are on it?
25K.
So your truck, let's just say 4 years ago, a 19 with 25K, 6.2, let's just say basic 4-wheel drive package. You could have went out, just nothing crazy about the truck. You could have went out and got that truck for what? What do you think? 34 used, 35?
Probably.
Oh, used.
Yeah, some ballpark somewhere around
Easy.
there. We traded a vehicle, made a deal with another dealership, or not a dealership, but a let's just say a car sales place. They wanted $43,000 for a 6.2 4-wheel drive basic package Super Duty, and it already had like 59,000 miles on it.
They wanted that much, huh?
Dang.
It's like $15,000 to $20,000 over what it would have been 2.5, 3 years ago.
That's because they make their money on used cars. The new cars, they make some of the money on the addendum, the add-ons, but
You know,
used
that's why
cars is crazy.
that's why I try to educate people all the time.
Wow.
It's better to go into the dealer and order your vehicle rather than buying one that's already there. That way you get to control exactly what is put on the vehicle. When you roll in that to buy a vehicle, there's the VIN etching and the Scotch Guard and the paint protection and this and that and everything else that's already on that vehicle. It's already rolled into that price. The addendum is already on the window. It's better to just go in and order it the way you want it and sign the buyer's agreement and be done.
Because the carpet may catch fire? Oh, no. No. Wow.
Who's on fire?
It says, Chevy, I didn't hear about this. Chevy's recalling 14,000 bolts because the carpet may catch fire.
Well, they just had that. They had that thing that was popping up all over YouTube where the news stations were talking about all the EV failures, and they were showing pictures of Chevy Bolts in people's driveways that were burnt to a crisp. Just look like
Ooh.
giant balls of charcoal.
So let's entertain a scenario real quick. You know, we've been everybody's kind of pushing real hard on the EV thing, and they're saying, you know, we've got these mandates by 20,000 whatever to not have X amount of internal combustion engines, and we're going to do this mandatory EV nonsense. Well, what if it all works out kind of like how we've seen self-checkout lines play out, you know, where you've got a whole bunch of self-checkout lines, but nobody uses them because we just don't want to. Like, people are just not, they're just not getting with the program. They don't want to do it.
They use them here. They don't use them down there.
Oh, no way, man. We'll stand in line and make the person do the work so we don't have to go through the self-checkout line. Like, we are not doing it. Like,
Doing
so
your
sitting
job
there all
for
day.
you. Mm-mm.
What about you,
not like-
Ford? What about you,
I
Ford?
mean, I don't
Bob?
work there.
Do they use the self checkout where you are?
I won't lie. I mean, I would rather go through a line if I can, but if that line is like nasty long and I've got some place to be, I will use the self-checkout. I will admit that. I do understand where Ray is coming from. That is the right mindset, I think. Here outside the city, it's the hustle and bustle and stuff like that. And because of the nature of the state that I live in, political party wise, people don't see it the way I do. And no matter what I stand up for, there's still the biggest percentage of people that are using those self-checkout lines. And even the gas stations have went to one attendant, but 3 self-checkouts in the gas stations.
I think, Ray, I think so. Because if they're mandating something and it's not organic, we all have YouTube channels. We all know how it works, if something's organic or not. If it's not going to be organic and they force it down everybody's throat and it's not truly a good product, then it's just going to bomb and no one's going to use it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about those like Oregon and Washington, and I think even some eastern states where you can't even pump your own fuel?
No, they
Yeah.
made it where they have to pump
Isn't
their
that
own fuel now,
crazy?
and they didn't know how to do it.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, that's the most silliest thing I've ever heard. I didn't think
I
that was
noticed
a
that.
real thing.
A lot of people out east will say when I'm doing my fuel videos, my fuel check-in stuff, kind of like you do here on the channel. When I ask that, a lot of people will say, well, you'd be glad that you get to pump your own fuel, because they were putting limits on the fuel that we could pump. They weren't even letting the pump limit us. They were pumping our fuel. We can't even get out of the car to pump our fuel.
New Jersey, that's what it was.
Gotta
Yeah,
be-
yeah.
That's true.
That's crazy.
I think Oregon had it where
Jersey does that, and I think doesn't like Washington or Seattle
Yeah,
was-
or
it was
Oregon and
Oregon
Washington,
and
I think.
Washington. But I think they changed it in Oregon or Washington, one or the other, where the customer has to put their own fuel now. And a lot of them didn't even know how to do it because they were so used to a service person doing it.
Wow.
I still don't know how to do it. I do it wrong. I leave the engine running and I get back in. I do it all.
Only you, DS. Oh, hold on. Here we got a person from Oregon right now. I live in Oregon, only small towns. And after hours, outside big cities, you can pump your own. Well, if you don't mind, can you tell us the reasoning why in town you have to let somebody else do that? Like, is it a
It sounds like a luxury in the way.
The fuel is less flammable within city limits. They've deemed it safe.
Commander Classified, what up?
Like reverse engineering something.
Hunt, my man. We have a fuel check-in. Let's do our weekly fuel check-in while we're talking. Everybody chime in what fuel is. I saw gasoline under two. What am I talking about? Under 3 was 289, and diesel still up there at like 528, 530 mark here, which is straight sucking.
Fine. It's fine.
Oh, how's the cap? Is the have you filled up the transfer tank with the new cap at all?
Oh, I love that cap. Yeah. that
Okay,
thing's
great,
fantastic.
great. I start
Actually,
editing
I
it.
filled it up last night because fuel was $4.65, and I was like, that's cheap
Ooh,
as
I'm
I've seen
excited.
in a couple of years. So yeah, fill it up.
I'm excited.
It took me 4 credit card swipes to fill up both of my tanks. Like it kept locking me out at like 100 something bucks, and I was like, no, I want more. Give me gas. It's cheap right now. Give me more.
Yeah, strategic diesel reserve holding strong, 585. Oh, 439. What up, BP? 404?
I got it for 414 in my diesel last week.
Dang.
So gas
284.
here is 272. Diesel is 499.
Dang, I can't believe it. How low regular gas is. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so you guys in the comments right now, all 131 of you watching, I don't think every one of you have a 22, but if you do have a 22, I want to ask you guys a specific question. What's going on with your heated seats? And what are you setting in the instrument cluster your remote start with the climate control, and it does the auto setting, so it'll turn on your heated seats or your AC seats depending on the ambient temperature and whatnot. A lot of guys apparently on the Tremor forum, I'm being told, are saying they're having the exact same thing, and they want to know if it's a forescan, something need to be changed, code in some field. I'm not too sure. I find it kind of weird that a lot of these guys are complaining of the same thing. I know mine, I will go out and the heated seat will be on. A gentleman I talked to was able to watch forescan. He was sleuthy enough to pull up all the PIDs in the seat control modules, and it was not on. As soon as you turn the key on, he immediately saw the temperature start to increase. So I wonder, if that's the same thing that's going to be happening across all these trucks that these guys on the Tremor forum are mentioning. If in fact there is something with forescan, I would like to hook up to one of these trucks and see, maybe compare a seat control module as built data from, let's say, a 20 who is verified that it works, and compare that to a 22. See, I don't know. It's kind of strange that it doesn't work. You'd think it would, obviously. I don't know if the heated steering wheel is working. So any of these trucks, is it just the seats or is it the heated wheel as well? Seats don't heat up on remote start, push the button, the seat gets hot.
See, that's what I thought it was. I thought you had to have the key in the ignition, and then that's the only way the seats would activate. I didn't know you could set it up any other way.
Yeah. Gene, 22 here. Can you verify, has that been happening to you? Obviously, it's cold, so I'm assuming you're using a remote start. Has that been happening to you, where you'll hit your remote start and the seats aren't on? Or are you going out there and the seats are already warm? I'd like to hook up to yours. That'd be great.
I'm kind of torn on that whole thing. Somebody asked me the other day, and I said you might want to reach out to Aaron, and I gave him your channel and stuff like that. And he said he did check it out, and he found a lot of good information and stuff like that. And he subscribed to you, but he said I want my heated seats to turn on whenever I remote start and stuff like that. And I said, you know what, man, I'm not going to be the guy, because I don't mess with a lot of settings and stuff like that and try to change a lot of factory stuff and explore that. But I'm kind of torn. I'm impartial to that. We already have enough heated seat overtemp element problems. I don't know that I would want my truck to do that upon remote start. Me personally, I would only want that on if I was sitting in the seat, because now you're just creating more wear, and you're wearing out that element faster, and you're not even in the truck.
My 2011 F-150 that I had, remote start, the climate control would come on, but the heated seats did not come on until you put the key in the ignition.
You know how you can find out?
That's a 2011 F-150 though. I don't know.
Owner's manual.
It's true.
I mean, people can read the owner's manual, because there's heated seat information in the owner's
Right.
manual. Like,
And now all you have to do is just go punch in that little search icon right on your radio, and it will tell you what it is. You don't even have to look
it's
for it.
freaking amazing how that
It'll
works.
Or you can do it in
No.
your Ford Pass app.
Nobody reads the book of instructions that comes with the $60,000 piece of machinery.
Right here, page
Never
141.
do.
Okay, on a 2021 F350, page 141. Switching the heated seats on and off. Press settings, vehicle settings, remote startup, seats auto on or off.
Yep.
There you go. It took me about
I
30
think-
seconds in the
I
owner's
think
manual.
I
Like,
think all
read.
these trucks have it turned on, and it's still not.
Here we go. Here we go.
Still not working.
If it's not working, then there's something wrong with it and you gotta get it fixed.
Well, I think they had it at the dealer. Guy, let me read you the email. Check it out. Heated seat. On Ford Truck Enthusiast Forum, there are some guys saying that when remote starting their trucks, the heated seats are not heating up until they press the start button or insert and turn the key on, but the heated steering wheel is working. The settings in the instrument cluster are set to auto for both heated seats and heated steering wheel. They have the heated seats turned on when shutting the truck down before the remote start. Have you heard of this issue before? My truck doesn't do this and works correctly when remote starting. Thanks, Rich. So that was one guy.
Hey, Cody, go into workshop manual and then go to system on how it works. It should explain how it works.
I got another email from another guy about the same thing. And this has been going on. He contacted me December 8th, and he just gives me an update. He's still troubleshooting this. Local Ford dealer technicians had my truck for 4 days and was not able to figure this out. Technician has an open work order, not sure what that means, but I was told the technician is trying to get assistance from Ford Engineering, as apparently the service manual testing and diagnostic tool you all use does not have a procedure to test and or diagnose this specific issue. Was told 10 days for Ford Engineering to reply. Ugh. In any event, I started a thread on the Ford Trimmer forums and have been keep track of the response to the threads, and he gives me the link. Interesting responses from those have replied, and nothing conclusive other than it's all over the board, but appears that most 22s are reporting no seat heat upon a remote start activation. if you have any info, he tells me this and gives me some, like a PDF of some information. Looks like he's got a record of all these trucks that were in the form. Pretty interesting. I'd really like to hook up to a truck to actually see what the difference is between some of the as-built data and the steering. Why I keep saying steering, and the seat control module, integral to the driver's seat module.
So there's the system operation.
I wonder if this is copy and pasted from 20.
Oh, we can do this.
Go to 22. So close to 100K, I know. Oh my goodness, we are we are on the home stretch. Less than 800 to go. Wow, this has been so cool to see the channel grow and interact with all you guys. It's been really cool. We go back up here. Would say I missed my 2020 gross has heated steering and wheel come on when I turn the truck on. I have actually you written down too. I'm going to ask about that battery here shortly. I want to know if anybody out there's got that. Driver passenger heated seat control buttons, FCIM, remote start, different climate control modes can be selected when the vehicle is started.
It's the
For
same.
addition, yeah. I bet
looks
you
like
there's something wishy-washy with the as-built code or something.
Probably. Somebody's
Oh.
gonna figure it out.
I wonder if we could. I wonder if, well, it's gonna be hard with Forescan, but if you had FDRS and was able to reconfigure that module, I wonder if it would work. Still worth a shot hooking it up to Forescan though. I'd like to I'd like to see the point of the seats heating on remote seats. Exactly. Yeah, Gene Miller, absolutely. Yeah, we can work something out. Get a hold of me. We'll meet up on the outside. Do they even teach that in school
Outside.
anymore? Owner's manual read. What? It was really cool to see a client that came in a couple of weeks ago and had pretty much the coffee table book for 6-7. It was cool. When I talked to him on the phone, he was real, I want
was
to know
pretty
about my
gnarly.
truck. It was cool.
I saw that in your video and I was like, what? This
Yeah.
dude's serious, man.
I was blown away.
Yeah.
What on earth is this?
Hey, Ford
Oh
boss.
yeah.
Yeah.
What you
That
been
nor-
working on?
That normal sound that they make,
What have I been
Oh
working
yeah.
on?
because the videos are starting to come in
Yeah.
again on the Facebooks. I've seen 3 of them today because it's gotten real cold. So I figured you'd talk about it.
Yeah. This is you guys know what 20E07 is, right? So a lot of guys have been saying their truck's been doing weird things. And this is one of the things, I don't know if you guys can hear this.
Hold on, let me pull it up on Facebook and
Oh,
I'll
can you
just
pull it? Yeah, do that. That would be easier. While he's pulling that up, anybody who has a V10 Super Duty, V10 2017, V10 dual batteries, I need some info from you. If you guys know anybody that's in the landscaping business that has a fleet of dump trucks or a V10 with dual batteries in an Illuma Duty, let me know, please. I need to get some info from your VIN because I'm trying to concoct a cooling system kit for my brother. And I need some info, and I'm having a hard time looking through the parts catalog with the VIN filter, and I thought I was going to sleuth it around and I was not able to. So
ready.
check it.
Hopefully we can all hear it.
Look at those batteries. Batteries just a leaking.
Wow.
And yes, that is normal.
I have not had that happen to me yet. However, during regen, I've had it made some funny noises.
That is normal for extreme cold weather.
Well,
It's just the VGT cycling. So don't be afraid of it, people. We can even bring it up in the workshop manual. Turbocharger. Description and operation components.
There's actually a TSB for the ticking typewriter noise too. The 6.7s apparently do it.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
done that. They've done that since
yeah.
the beginning.
That's been,
Like-
yeah.
I did an
Come
oil
on,
change
nah.
on one the other day. I was like, that sounds like a Mustang.
Come on, nah.
That's when it's heard. A lot of guys say
Chugga
that
chugga.
it's fine. And then when you do the oil change, it goes to make that sound after the oil change, and then it eventually clears up. But there was a guy that he said, I'm going to show you how to flood mode your power stroke without actually flood moding your power stroke like the typical way. And then he pulled that connector by the passenger side battery, the one that I was talking to you about, that's the heavier wires. He unplugged that harness, that gray connector. I think it's a gray connector anyway.
Yep.
But he took a big wrench or a pair of pliers and he shoved it between those two pins, and he sat there for like 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds, and cranked the engine over without anything going, and primed that oil system before plugging it back in and then starting the truck. And he said, this is the difference between filling your filter up and putting it on and not priming it ahead of time, and then actually filling the filter up, priming the oil system this way, and now you notice the tick doesn't even happen.
Interesting. Interesting. What was that? A TikTok or something, or?
It was on YouTube or TikTok, but the guy was
Really?
actually he was showing it on his own truck, the difference between the two. Like if you could put a diesel in a flood mode, you'd be able to prime that system like you can the gasoline engines and pull some of that oil up into the galleys and stuff like that instead of just the oil filter, and then it doesn't make that ticking sound for the first 20 seconds, 30 seconds or whatever.
Man, that's I'm looking at this comment here. All-wheel drive. Just got my 2007 done last week.
Don't be surprised if it smokes.
Wouldn't be
We did-
anything.
We just got an older F450 in, and they dropped it off at an independent shop in a 6.8 V10, and they screwed up rebuilding the engine, and they gave up on rebuilding the engine in the middle of it. Went to another shop, they couldn't complete it. It got dropped off at the dealership, and we were like, we don't even know where to go with this thing, man. You guys have parts all over in the bed of this truck, inside the truck. Bolts and stuff are missing. We're just not going to entertain the idea of going through an engine that you guys have already had multiple people going through. We need a new engine. So they had one built up in Wisconsin, and they just installed the engine. And the initial start was absolutely horrendous on this new engine. It sounded like the thing was coming apart. And then it cleared up a little bit. They shut it back down and they restarted it again. And when they went to start the engine, you can hear the internals of the engine binding up on this brand new built engine so bad that the starter would, then it would pick up and go. And they checked the battery's fine, everything's fine, put a booster pack on it, still doesn't help anything. And then got underneath there by hand and went to crank the crank over. And you could feel the engine wanting to go and then catch, and then go and then catch, and then go and then catch. Once the engine's running, it sounds like something in the lower end around the crank gets just bound up so tight. and it's scraping, that it's
Oof.
trying to bind the crankshaft up inside that brand new engine. And they get around there looking at the paint and stuff on the block. And they were like, what the hell did these guys even do? They sprayed right over rust. They didn't even clean the block off when they rebuilt this as a reman. You can pull the chunks of rust right off the block of this thing. And now, wait a second, coolant is leaking right out of the brand new freeze plugs right in the block of this thing.
What the hell?
What
On
engine?
a 6.8 reman, not through Ford.
So it's a V10.
Yeah.
Wow.
How can you screw up a V10? Those things
The
are
V10s are great. They are freaking great. They make great power. I mean, they like high RPM to make their power, but they need oil changes, and they only have lubrication up top, and it's splash. There's nothing, that's just how everything is lubricated up there. They have a little machined passage through the rocker arm that my coworker, he did so many of the recalls. Rich, you probably had your heavy guys doing where they swap out the rocker arms with that new hole, so that sprays oil down onto the to the cam or onto the cam lobe differently or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever they change. So I mean,
But
we'll
that
always
was
have
that was an issue with the 4.6, the 5.4, the 6.8. They all ended up getting, there's an updated set of rockers for all of them that actually help the oil get to areas better and spray in certain directions and stuff like that. A lot of the aftermarket or like the machine shops or the guys that build high performance engines, they throw away them factory rocker arms and stuff right away. They go to the upgraded ones with the bigger hole and stuff in it because there were so many issues with them. We got so many
Oof.
major repairs going on right now.
Very clean mafia. I have a 650, 750 actually. Did somebody say that? 650, 750s? Doing a trans on the 650, 750 tomorrow. 2018. I think it's got about 180,000 on it. 5-year 250.
Said more meat wagons.
More meat wagons. Yeah, I don't really
I'm-
want to work on the meat wagons.
I'm
I do it
working on
every
a,
day.
I'm working on an E350 right now. A customer of mine found out through YouTube, through watching us and stuff like that. Now he comes to me, he watches YouTube, and he's got a fleet of vehicles he brings to us. And he says, will you check the oil leak under the truck while you're there? She says, sure. Climb up
Absolutely.
underneath that. I look and I'm like, wow, that's a nice leak coming from the output shaft seal of the trans. What's the story with this? This thing looks brand new. And he said, yeah, it doesn't have 25,000 miles on that transmission. And I said, what's going on with this? This paint and everything's it's like immaculate. And he says, well, it's weird, man. About a year ago, I don't know if they let go of some of the senior leadership in this trans shop. And now it's all young guys that don't have the experience the senior guys had. And everything's falling apart at this trans shop now. And he says, I had to go back like a month later. The flywheel cracked. Then the torque converter seal started leaking. And then I had oil coming out around the trans pan, 2 months after that. And then it starts shifting weird and they had to make some adjustments. And now here we are again, and the output shaft seal is leaking. And he said, I don't even know what to do anymore. I try to take it easy on going to the dealer all the time because I have so many vehicles, but when I need service done, sometimes I have to find local shops to do it. And he said, I'm stuck going to the same two guys that me and another guy that he knows and trusts. And he said, even at that, I've got one of my vehicles into you at the dealership because the guy that I trust that works on all my stuff, he failed on the last vehicle and couldn't find the problem. And now I have it into you so you can find the problem. And he said, I'm very frustrated and I'm losing a lot of trust overall in the industry because of all the craziness that's going on.
We have a commenter that is asking how your knee is.
Oh, my knee's gone. They basically told me, you got to lose more weight. You've had arthritis building up in your joint for years with the guy at work falling into your knee. you went from being asymptomatic and your body learned to deal with it and you were functioning fine to now it's shifted things around, busted some arthritis apart that's inside there that's floating around, and you're probably in the next couple of years need a total knee replacement because your joint is completely gone. It's bone on bone. And now you're going to struggle. So I've been eating solid veggies and meat that doesn't have sugar and stuff in it. Like I'll have like Frank's Red Hot on my chicken wings, but no sugars, no molasses, no carbs, no nothing, no cookies, no Christmas pies or anything like that. I've cleaned everything up. I've started going back to the gym almost every single day now. I'm really, really sore. I'm cranky because I don't have the carbs and bread and pasta and stuff, but I know if I keep pushing through it and keep trying to lose weight, that it's going to be better for me in the long run. But they said maybe 3 or 4 years, you're going to need total knee replacement now because of this whole issue. And if I stay
Well, that's
in the
not
field,
cool.
well, the thing is, what we do on this concrete and stuff every single day, I got a good pair of boots and stuff now, and I'm trying to be conscious of everything. I have my little vices. I like Diet Pepsi every once in a while, but at least I'm not dumping sugar and bread and carbs and stuff down my mouth, and I'm trying to get off of that. And it's a struggle, man. It's a struggle because now I got to look at this field and be like, do I want to do this for the next year or two? And even if I get as healthy as I possibly can, is this going to be good for my health in the long run?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I've been working with Aaron on Saturdays and wearing knee pads.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But
let me stop
I
you
knew it.
here.
I knew somebody was going to say that.
Let me paint the picture for you. This
please don't.
Cracker Jack, I don't know where he goes. He comes back, and I see him getting in what I thought were almost scrubs. No, it was not a wetsuit. It was a dry suit. Dude's got knee pads built into it. Still got the tag hanging on it. Like he just went to the sporting goods store and picked this fly thing up. If it was a little looser, I think I would have liked one myself. I mean, it looked it was like part of a uniform.
It's from True
But
Work.
I never heard of it. It was just funny how he came out. He was real proud about the knee pads though.
It's a cover.
That's funny.
I'm just talking about, I mean, the way he said it. I've been working with Aaron wearing knee pads on the weekend. What?
I'm like, man, hold on.
What? I didn't know you got it like that, Aaron.
Hold on.
I'm coming to work. Let me bring my knee pads.
No, he's no joke. I mean, it sucks. It's just like Four Boss is saying, like when we're on the cement, we're bent down right against the wheel in the wheel well, and that's what we're doing. We're taking the wheel well liner out, running wires and this, that, and the other. And it's if we're not doing that, we're setting hoist pads. And how many times do we take for granted we'll get down, on our knees to set the hoist pads, and my knees are all ashied up and discolored from kneeling on nasty stuff, and it's we don't really think about that stuff, and
Or
especially like
we're in these vehicles twisted upside down, leaning halfway out, halfway in. We're taking our legs and pushing them up against the lift arms and stuff to keep ourselves propped halfway in the vehicle, and all that pressure and stuff is constantly put on your knees, your legs, your joints, and stuff like
upside
that.
down.
Yeah.
Have you seen
Upside
them?
down?
You seen those creepers that go on like the floorboard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get one of those.
Yeah.
I want the creeper that Rain Man had, what he used when we put his pedal monster in. That thing, he was on a teeter hang up in the front seat of his truck. This dude was sitting there like
Yes,
this.
he is upside down. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get this guy right out of here.
I don't know, man. It's tough because all that stuff keeps you going. All that work. It's not going to be good to stop.
I think it's more along the lines of just like the doctor was talking to me. He was like, do you want to keep doing what you're doing and letting everybody else call the shots for you? or do you want to do it yourself so you can pick and choose your battles? And I immediately thought about Ray, and I was like, man, I could set my appointments. I could say yes and no when I want to. I've got plenty of people, and I was like, let me get these negative thoughts out of my head. Let me just make sure, just feel better, lose the weight, stay with it, keep grinding, keep getting my certifications, keep going to the classes, keep doing what I'm doing. Because if I completely go off on my own or whatever, I'm not going to learn about this new stuff. I'm not going to stay in the loop with all the brand new things that are happening. And that's a huge benefit to me, being able to see these things and work on these things and have firsthand knowledge of these things through you guys, through the dealership, through working for Ford. But God, I look at this whole thing and I'm like, everything seems like it's a disaster in this industry across the board right now. It's so disheartening sometimes just looking at things.
I agree.
Here.
I agree.
That's probably across the board, all industries.
Oh yeah, it is. I'll say something on YouTube about a problem that I'm seeing with Ford, and there'll be a Chrysler tech that pops up and he's like, you think that's bad? You should see what I'm dealing with. It's twice as bad as you guys. And then there'll be like a GM tech that pops up and, hey, at least you're only having lifter failures on the 7.3s by 35 or 40,000 miles. You know, we're getting them 500 miles. The customers are coming back or right off the truck from manufacturing or something. I'm like, well,
We
thanks
get
for
these
making
comments. Yeah. Just I'm listening to you. We get these comments all the time, and it's, oh well, thank God, I'm glad I drive a Ram. Oh God, I'm glad I got my Silverado. Hold on, hey man, do you think all them Chevy and FCA techs are just standing around twiddling their thumb? No. Hey, your time will come. It's okay. You'll
I got
remember this
4
interaction.
I got 4 Chevrolets down right now, and all 4 of them need an engine.
Yeah.
Damn.
There was a
I don't know.
guy
That sounds like sabotage. I don't know about all that.
there was a guy that got called out on TikTok not too long ago, and he was like, all right, I'm gonna play it cool. I'm not gonna talk trash to this dude or anything. So he was like, okay, you want to talk about how much better Chevy is? Well, it just so happens I drive a Chevy. I am a Chevy fanboy, but honestly, they're not that much better than anything else, if better at all. And he was like, what's this? 1,000 miles on this one, needing camshaft and lifter? What's this over here? 1,700 miles on this one, needing push rods, camshaft and lift? I'm not going to say they're any better because he's like, look, we have a shop full of them right now. So I can't, I'm not going to say anything or badmouth any manufacturer. And then you look back at the years and years and years of oil consumption and stuff with the Toyotas that had multiple freaking service messages put out, torque converters going out in some of the mid 2000 editions, the front differentials locking up on them, technicians that have went from dealer to dealer to dealer that have worked 30, 40 years in the field that have been master of world certified with all these other manufacturers that you could learn a lot from, that you sit down and listen to these guys and they're like, dude, they ain't no different. They all have their issues and they all share the same. A lot of times they're sharing the same manufacturing facilities. A lot of times they're sharing ideas and building engines and transmissions with each other. And a lot of people are out there bad mouthing these companies and say it because of their bias, when all of them are really working together at some point, some way, shape, or form, or sharing the same building facilities.
True.
One of the ones I was working on today, it's a 16 Tahoe, 5.3 liter. It consumed 3.5 quarts of oil and 2,500 miles.
Mm-hmm. Well, they got some kind of lawsuit going on now, or that has been going on with them because of the oil consumption in those engines.
Chevy's got a good product. Everybody's got their own pros and cons. I can't get behind the independent front suspension versus the solid front axle on the Ford truck. I'll take the solid front axle every day of the week.
What do you guys think about that 23 CCV box? Do you guys want to see us install that on a truck that does not have that? Do you want to see us take it apart before we put it on? A lot of guys said they want us to chop it in half with the bandsaw that I don't have. I'm not cutting it in half.
Gonna
But
hold it
take
like
it
you did
apart.
last time?
Out of it.
I will take it apart.
Are you gonna hold it over your shoulder like you did last time?
Yeah.
You gotta take the normal one or the older version. Yeah, I take the older one apart too.
So we got our shipment of FL 2124s in, and
Ooh.
I grabbed one already. Our shelves are stocked with them. So I'm gonna grab the FL 2124 and the 2051S, and I'm gonna cut both of them open and roll them out so we can look and see exactly what the difference is, and then try to find the information on the bypass rate and everything else, just to kind of see, is there anything different? Is there anything that spectacular about the new filter? Is it just a new manufacturing thing or a new contract, or what's the reason for it?
Thanks, 330 Turbo. Yeah,
How about
that's
that? How about that other filter that we were talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Someone sent me a filter.
Oh,
Someone sent me a
yeah.
filter with the oversized capacity.
that
Wouldn't
we
that be
made
cool?
contact with them. They were very very excited that we reached out. They look like they have some great products. And lo and behold, Mr. Rainman is running this setup, and it's kind of the filter's huge. I'm going to tell you, it's freaking huge.
It's massive.
It is
It's huge.
massive. And when he pulled out the box, damn, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's a big cat filter.
Yeah.
They
Is it-
tell me that I can't run that in cold climates because it does not have an anti-drain back valve or something. And when it's cold outside, or it doesn't have a bypass valve, and when it's cold outside, it won't bypass and it won't flow, and it will. This is what I hear. It will. It'll eventually blow up my engine and ruin my rod bearings. So I don't know. It seems to come up on oil pressure immediately, whether. I mean, I'm not in 0 degree temperatures, but I haven't noticed a change in how quickly it comes up to pressure. So I don't know if that's really valid or not. I wouldn't assume so. I mean, a filter is a filter.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess it all comes down to where your bypass is set up. If your truck was set up to where the manufacturer relied on the bypass to be built into the filter, that way it takes one step away from them building the bypass in the pump itself. So if you look at a Cummins engine, their filters will be a straight fluted filter, a straight pleated filter with no bypass in it. And I made a mistake one time, and I said something about, I'm not sure how I feel about this. There's no bypass in it. Wouldn't that cause some issues in real cold climate on cold start? And one of the Chrysler techs popped up and said, no, it won't, because we have our bypass built into the oil pump itself. So we have that protection already there. That's what deciphers whether or not the bypass is in the filter or it's in the pump. Now, if yours come with an OE filter, it had the bypass in the filter, and GM did not intend for that to be in the pump, then I would assume that what they are telling you does seem correct.
Okay. And I need to figure out if I have a bypass inside of that filter. Because if I do not, then it may behoove me to switch to a Wix filter. It does have a bypass. Yeah.
How cold does it get there?
I mean, it gets really cold, man.
It'll be 37
gonna
this week.
Yeah, it's going to be in the 30s. That's cold, man.
I'm coming
wonder
down
if
there.
you
It's supposed to be
can-
18 here Friday, 18 degrees
I
here.
mean, what weight oil though? Like if you're running, I don't know, 5W40, is that gonna?
Man, I got a 2007. It's 1540.
We run 1540 down here.
I can't run 5 weight. Yeah. You look so confused. You're like, wait, 1540 in a diesel?
No, that's what you. That's normal.
He's getting nervous because he's thinking he can run his diesel oil in his 7.3.
Oh yeah. It's a good idea.
Oh no,
And
don't do that.
he's like, what am I doing?
Well,
540
if-
7.3.
if you're in if you know, like the Middle East out there where it's it gets up to 120, 125, 130 degrees during the day. I had a guy reach out to me on YouTube, and he said, I like the fact that you run 5W30, or you're not scared to run 10W30 in your 462 valve. Out here we run 20W50 and our 462 valves because the amount of clatter that goes on in these engines with this temperature, the heavier weight does help, and it does cause some reduced fuel mileage. but it seems to run the best in these cars out here in this climate. Now, the flip side to that, and Anthony can maybe bring it up with who's the guy, the lubrication specialist you had on your channel, to maybe get some more professional clarification on that, is what was his name?
Lake Speed Jr.
Yeah, Lake Speed Jr. He knows more about the science behind it. The theory behind it is the thinner the oil is to get into an area and get out, the more heat it can carry with it. That's because of the heat transfer. But the thicker it is, the longer it takes to get through an area. It might reduce some clatter, and it might offer some better shear protection under high heat, but it also will reduce the amount of or increase the amount of time, but reduce the amount of heat you can pull out of an area, because it is a thicker oil and it does take longer to get in there and out. Now, I've heard a lot of people say that they don't believe in that because they run 15W40 and 20W50 in engines that are not rated for it. They don't have a problem with overheating or any of that.
What if they run a 550 like the Mustang, the GT350?
I've
Stuff
thought
like
of that as well. You know, trying something like that in just a spare channel vehicle, like maybe the town car. It's got 250 some thousand miles on it. Why not? Why not try and run 15W40 in it for a while, or 20W50 or 5W40, just to see what happens?
I got 10W30 in mine.
I think the only thing that you have to worry about was when you start taking diesel oils and putting it in gasoline engines is low speed pre-ignition. And it's one of the things that I actually messaged Lake Speed on his channel. Is I said, I think the biggest thing that most people overlook when they're looking at their additive package with oil is a lot of guys will say, I like to run diesel oil in my gasoline engine because it does have a higher additive package and it seems to shear less and offer better protection. Is if your calcium levels go up too high and you have a problem with oil consumption, you could increase the risk of low speed pre-ignition, causing internal engine damage. Now, if the manufacturers of oil, the way they engineered them, would bring the calcium levels down and increase the magnesium levels, you still got a good detergent, you still have a good dispersant, you still have a good additive package that can do its job. And calcium wouldn't create as much low speed pre-ignition in the gasoline engines, or you would have less to worry about, I guess you could say, but they don't balance it that way. Calcium levels are really high and magnesium's kind of low. And I'm starting to look at the patterns of different oils to figure out if we do want to run a thicker oil or something in these different engines, what would I recommend for your specific application? Like if Magnatech or this or that runs 1,000 parts per million of magnesium, but it only runs 750 parts per million calcium, and you're looking for a thicker oil, and this has that right additive package, and your engine's prone to low speed pre-ignition, then maybe I would recommend that to you, because then that would cut down on your low speed pre-ignition, offer you more protection, and give you exactly what you want. People don't pay attention to all that stuff, though.
We talked about the low speed pre-ignition too when we were on the live stream. A couple of people asked about that, and then like the Cinestokes to tell you what grade oil it is and how much calcium and stuff is in it. A lot of people were asking him about that, and we ran out of time. So he's actually going to be coming back on the channel probably beginning of the year, and we're going to pick up where we left off. But he did talk about low speed pre-ignition. He spent a lot of time on that.
When is he coming back? I want to check it out.
He was supposed to come back last week, but he's been out of town because he also works for a company that makes piston rings. So he's been doing a lot of traveling, going to different places. Some of you may or may not know that his father was a NASCAR driver, so he's in the NASCAR business as well. So I've been in touch with him. So it may be after the first of the year that he'll be back on the channel. And if it's cool with A-Rod, I'd like to bring him in here one night too.
Oh yeah.
So.
Hell yeah.
But he did talk about low speed pre-ignition, and that was one of the big questions that people were asking.
That pinging.
I'm going to do my diesel segment probably mid-January for you guys that are interested. So I'm going to probably reach out to Aaron and Cody and DS and Rayman Ray to figure out what ones I need to test But I'm gonna probably order about $300 worth of different diesel oils that are out there, so I can send them off and get them tested. I just got my third shipment of oil in, so I can send it off after the second batch comes back. So I'll have new results here in the next couple weeks, and then I'll do the diesel stuff right after that.
That reminds me, I still got to send you 2 more cans of metal protector. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
stuff.
send me
works
a
good.
couple cans
So you
too.
can rest of your truck. You want some too, DS?
Yeah, I need some cans of that and the other one, the HD and the regular one.
All I use is the HD.
You never tried the regular one?
Nope, I just use the HD.
The regular one's pretty good too.
I even use it to lube up door hinges.
I had a pair of tie cutters, rusted totally shut. They were done. I sprayed them down with their metal protector, not the HD one. The other one's more penetrating. Brought them back to brand new. Freed it up.
Where'd Chan Man go? I seen Chan Man.
I
Oh, I
was
think-
surprised at the amount of people that messaged me that video that I did where I talked about that active air dam on the 21.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There were so many people and so many technicians that I had no idea. Chan told me about all the ones that he was seeing at first, and I was like thinking to myself, man, you're tripping, man. And eventually
You tripping, man.
I seen it more and then more customers complaining about it. And then I seen a technician say something about it. And I was like, man, I need to notify people what's going on with these new active air dams in front of these F-150s. And once I did that video, it was flooded with like technicians like asking me for my email, like sharing their testimonies with me and stuff on all these new trucks that they're having to replace that active air dam on that's breaking and getting stuck. And even though like when you read the description and operation of it, it makes it seem like it won't set a check engine light. But a lot of these guys are saying it most certainly does. There were codes in the computer and everything when they malfunctioned.
Ask Aaron about it. He had to deal with my buddies. That wasn't
Yeah.
fixed from the
It's like the
Air
active
crash.
grill. The active grill shut. They'll set a check engine light too.
How would you like to be in the Rust Belt, Ray?
Nope. Been there, done that. No,
So-
thank you. I'm retired.
I'm on MDDP's website, and they did a burst test. Motocraft 530 or Motocraft filter and the cat filter with 530 oil down to -4. They both burst at 250 psi.
Hmm.
So
Both of them, you said burst?
yeah, I'll pull it up.
I thought in his the video he did, he was saying that the
There-
cat lasted a lot longer.
0.62 psi or whatever.
Okay. Well, it doesn't look like there's much difference between burst protection there.
So does the bypass valve do anything? I mean, I don't know. Well, that's the Power Stroke one.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the size of the hole.
I think the benefit to that would be like the clear benefit would be the filtering capacity, the level of which you're actually increasing the reserve,
Jesus.
which then in turn helps in the long run with additive package staying better longer and staying healthier longer. Plus,
I mean,
giving you
look at the size of the 2051 compared to it.
Is
Oh,
that
the-
a FL 910?
The biggest benefit is it looks cool.
I think that's my camp. I think it's just awesome because then you can put like cat stickers on your truck and get away with it.
You also have, I mean, how much better is that supply from Cat? You know, that's a good supply chain there.
Has
I
anybody
gotta
tried
go.
running? Has anybody tried running? I have my buddy's a service manager at one of the dealers. He's one of my customers as well, and he said their oil is different than anybody else's oil.
Caterpillar.
Yeah, they engineer their own oil. They do everything. Everything gets tested. The equipment doesn't leave the shop until they know what's going on. Like they do a very, very, very good job with their oil. So I'm wondering if anybody has ever tried or tested outside of
Good
their oil.
idea, dude. That'd be good for you. You could get some cat oil and send
I
it
try
out.
some cat oil.
I mean, he said it's just they engineer their stuff
What,
completely different.
what kind of weights they running? If you,
I need to ask more questions on it. I didn't really want to focus too much on the oil stuff as much as I was interested in talking about what he wanted done to his truck. Yeah.
no, as
And
much oil as you like, man. The more oil, the better.
Yeah.
If they're running like a 1540, that'd be a good oil if you're down south. And 540 in the up north from cat.
I want to dig more into it. I'll message him tomorrow and ask him some questions, just pick his brain to see if he'd be interested in letting me borrow some oil.
I think that would be a goodie. Talk about cat
This
oil.
7.3 was designed by the Caterpillar, so the Huey injection system.
Oh yeah, we could have just an oil fest. Like we'll talk about the Caterpillar oil, and what else?
You should see what they're going through in their industry as well. I had a guy come to the dealership to get Power Stroke parts and stuff like that, and he bought like a whole box of VC13 DLG and everything else, and they use strictly OE stuff on their Ford trucks, and it was weird because he was like, we have equipment that we've ordered 2 years ago that they don't even have a date for release yet. And when I was talking to my buddy, and he said the same thing, we cannot get equipment fast enough for these guys that need the equipment. So we are now offering like $300,000 to $400,000 complete rebuilds on people's equipment with the same manufacturer warranty. Like you are getting the same warranty, and we are literally ripping this piece of equipment like apart down to the frame and rebuilding it with harnesses and hydraulic lines and seals and pins and everything you can imagine. They're basically getting a rebuilt brand new piece of equipment with a warranty, and we're speccing it out in-house.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm reading another email from a gentleman. A 7.3 Superduty 58-gallon tank, aluminum. Guys, interested? I'm interested. Yeah, I think this is gonna end it for tonight. We got some after party stuff we gonna talk about.
Bro, we got to get tanks going again. It's been a while since we did a tank. What's going on?
I know.
Build tank.
People haven't been getting tanks.
I know. We have
we're waiting for them to release the tank for my truck, and then you can put that one in.
Oh yeah,
I'll come back down.
We'd be overwhelmed with Chevys. We'd be Chevy tanks.
You're gonna have to work on a Chevy. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everybody, you have a happy, Merry Christmas.
Hanukkah.
Stay tuned to the channel. We're all going to be releasing some stuff here in the next couple of days. Christmas party time, 100-gallon tank. Ooh. Let me know. We're almost at 100K. If there's some certain things you guys want to see in the channel, let us know. We'll try to accommodate accordingly. We got some good stuff in the banks. We have some good things coming. It's going to be exciting, and it's all about the 6.7. I love it.
99.2.
I love you guys. Let me know what you're going to be doing for the holiday weekend. Friday is going to be a big video for all you deep sleepers. You might want to watch this. Get at me, everybody on the crew. Thank you. See you.